happy Wobble Gob Wednesday, even though it's not Wednesday for me, it's Sunday. I thought I'd do a bit of a wandering. It's Neve's birthday, or it was Neve's birthday on Monday. So it's a bit of a surprise. We've come and picked her up, we've been out for breakfast, and now we are at Seaham on the glass beach. It's rather cold, it's -1. I thought it was going to be a little bit warmer than this, but it isn't. But we are off for glass finding, which is very, very exciting. Sorry, you just see everybody on this beach walking along with their heads down. They don't tend to have their heads up. And yeah, so it's just wandering around looking for glass. I'll flip it round. There we go. So there's quite a few people on for a Sunday. Bit of a grey day, like I say. And this is it. We're just wandering along, head looking down, looking for... Oh, I've got one there with a spot on it. Oh, look at that one. Oh, that's pretty. And there's another one there. So it's just looking for bits of glass, trying to find a pebble. You'll be lucky if you do find a pebble, apparently. There aren't that many left. Or you need to come when there's been a bit of a storm. So we're on just looking. Last time I was here on me and a group of friends do a retreat each year, and my friend Jane, those of you that have been on the stitching hour and things like that will know Jane, she went into the sea because she'd seen two and got her feet and her wellies and everything slightly wet, but we had a competition as to who could find the biggest pebbles, and she did win. So I do know that there are some out there. It's just spotting them and then keeping your eye on it. So I'll share with you whatever I find. I'm sure we're going to have a lovely day. I've lost Neve. I don't know where she is. Oh, they're like right down the beach. Harriet's just with me at the moment, searching. So yeah, I'll share my finds with you in a bit. Bye. Hi, well, I'm glad to be back home now. It's a lot warmer here. It got very, very, very chilly wandering on the beach, but we did a couple of hours. So this is my collection of all my bits and pieces. This one is Harriet's pebble. So this is her glass pebble. That was the biggest. She won the biggest pebble competition. Bless her. We were walking along chatting and she spotted it poking out the sand and got to it before I did. I was a little bit annoyed at her. Bless her cotton socks. But this is my little collection, and it's rare that I go to a beach and I'm not collecting bits and pieces. So I got myself a piece, which I think this is actually probably an old brick, but I've got this as a piece to go with my book that I've got, which I've forgotten to get. Where is it? There we go. This one. My Found and Ground book. So I've got my chalk from Flamborough Head, and then I've got some other bits that I got from Filey. But this is about making your own forage paints. So I've been collecting bits and pieces for that, so I'm really excited to start looking at that. I need to do a bit more reading of that at the moment. So I've got my piece from Seaham. Then, you know me with my holes and my circles. Love finding things that have got circles on them. I don't even know why I picked these ones up. I think the thing was when they were wet, they looked really, really interesting, the colours. I like that one because it's got a circle going all the way around. And then these are my glass bits and pieces. I love this one. So it's clear glass, but it's got then a blue bit on it as well. So that's one of my favourite bits. Then I've got these little bits here. I'm not sure what they are, but they're the most beautiful colour. That one there's got a little bit of blue on the end. Just really, really pretty. Sort of like turquoisey sorts of colours, which were, oh, they just glisten. They really, really stand out on the beach. And then I actually came across some coloured bits. So I've got some tiny, tiny bits of blue. A little bit of red, which apparently is quite rare, a couple of sort of the brown glass, then I've got a fragment of yellow, it's tiny,
the tiniest little bit of an aqua colour, and then I just quite like that because it was square. Oh, just gorgeous. Love these. So I usually get a little jar or a dish and they go in. So this will be my little collection of bits and pieces from Siam for Neve's birthday, which was kind of cute. So yeah, so that was lovely. I'll put these in my little dish so I won't lose them all. So then I'm actually feeling better, which is nice. I think I've had my cold or flu or whatever it was for over a month, and I can actually swallow now and my throat doesn't hurt, which is nice. So it's meant that I've actually been able to get back to doing stuff. So one of Wobble Gob's wobbling. So one of the things that I'll do when I'm not so well is I have a notebook and I start jotting down ideas of things that I want to do and things that I need to do. So one of the things was samples for some of my kits. So I've been busy stitching those at the moment. So one of them is my block prints, and I have 3 of them that I have put on a solid piece. So you can move over there. So I thought I'd do a sample of this because I've got St Ives Textile East show coming up, so I wanted a little bit of a sample for this. So these they're about A2 size-ish, maybe just a little bit narrower than an A2. So it's a block print that then you use that to inspire the stitching. And with this one I've actually then gone in and added beads and buttons and little bits and pieces to it, just to make it a little bit more interesting. So these just come in different colourways and they will be appearing on my website shop as well. I've got some printing to do. Hopefully I'll get round to doing some next week. So I did these with my candy floss. I think there's just 5 colours that I used and mixed and matched them, but just did loads and loads of different types of stitches, and then just went through my bead collection and just thought, oh, I'll add some of them, add a little bit of bling. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I was photographing this on Instagram. I think it was quite nice because it reminds me a little bit, oh, there's a needle there, of the blocks that we did for the 52 blocks. Because what I just set myself to do was each evening I'd just choose a shape and I jumped about from here, there and everywhere. Some evenings I just asked Harriet, so which square shall I do? And she just chose a square and then I just stitched that one. So that was, I really, really enjoyed that. I love it when you've got just a little bit of stitching to do on a night when you sat watching the telly. This was just perfect. You can just keep your stitching really simple. You can do lots, cover the whole thing. Oh, just mix and match. It just gives you something to start off with. So that's one thing that I've been doing. And then inspired by this, I thought I need to design my templates for this year. And I've really liked working on a bit of a bigger square. And again, like I say, with the blocks, I'm really liking the blocks. So I thought I'd come up with a version that's not a block print, but is a little bit like my template, so it's just a fine line. So the first one that I did is this one. This is the earth one, and I've had this sent off now to be turned into a screen print. So this will be printed onto, I'm going for organic cotton that's not white, it's like an off-white, and then I'll have a play around with the stitching. But one of the things I'm thinking about doing with this is actually maybe painting some colours into some of the blocks. So again, you can treat each block separately and the stitching is just a little bit of a guide. And then after we'd been to the seaside, I thought, oh, do you know what, it'd be quite nice to do a bit of a contrast and do a seasidey one. So this is my seasidey one. So this is what I was sat doing. So when I'm doing something like this, what I tend to do is I start off, I don't know how well you can see that, I do lots of doodling, just in pencil on that side, and then just start picking shapes out and things. So a lot of these shapes are from some of my templates that I've used. But also, when I used to do stitch collages, I did a lot of stylized shapes, so really, really simplified things down into like circles and semicircles and like lollipops and leaf shapes, and just made things really, really simple. And then when you start stitching them, then you can just make it a little bit more fancy. Threw the circles in because this sort of fits with my whole idea. So I just thought, oh, it'd be quite nice rather than just having everything straight lines. Oh, excuse me. Doing some circles, and then they inspire the circles. So I can't wait for these to come. I'm hoping that, what day is it? Wednesday. They might be here next week maybe, and I can have a go at printing them, and we'll see. Watch this space. And then I was looking at another little kit that I wanted to do, which was, I used to do these miniature brooches, and people used to really like making them, so I thought, oh, I could start putting some kits together. So I get threads, I've got some on order at the moment, from Cottage Garden Threads from Australia, and they are the most beautiful, they're hand painted variegated stranded cottons. I love this one because it's called November, and that's when my birthday is, and it's my favourite colours. It's like yellow with grey. It's absolutely perfect. So the idea with this is that you'll get a little mini hoop, and you will just use that thread and just stitch, and it's just knots. So the bit is like amazing. It's like when you look at them, you think there's loads of different, on focus, you think there's loads and loads of different threads in there, and it's not. It's one thread. It's just using that, and that was a brand new set, and I finished that, and there's still loads left. So I'm looking at putting some little kits together that have got one of the CGT threads with a little hoop, and then you can pop a brooch on the back. Some of them have got pendants if you wanted to make a pendant. So again, that one is just that one, prickly pear. And what I'm doing as well is popping in some washers that you can do blanket stitch round, and a linen button, just so it just adds a little bit of something. So there are a couple of new kits that'll be coming. I'm just waiting for all the bits to arrive, and then I can start putting those together and pop a little video together of how to do the stitching. So that's really what I've been doing. Just feeling better. Yeah, busy doing. Really want to get into doing some of this. I just need to start sorting some time out and get all my other rocks out and start having a bit of a play. But I think I'm going to go and read a bit more of this. I read about the foraging bit. Now I've got to read about the technical bit about what you've got to do with that. But I'm really excited about doing that, because what I'm hoping to do is the paints that I make I can use within my kits possibly as well. Be quite nice to do. So yeah, so shout outs really. There are a couple of places left on my workshop with Creative Threads workshop in Garstang, I think on Sunday, which is a vintage hanging workshop. You have to book via them. Some places on that one. In February I am going down to Textile East, which is on the 15th and 16th of February. So that's Textile East. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's a gorgeous show. If you are in the area, please come along, say hello. If you've done any of my projects and you want to bring those and show me, please do so. I love seeing everybody's work. That would be absolutely gorgeous. We're well into the new projects, so we are week 3 of the 52 project, and we've done January, and we've had the stitch and chat. We had the first Tribe Tuesday last night. Thank you to everybody that attended. It was gorgeous. It's still not too late to join either project or both of them. If you want to just do the 52 project, it's the Bobbing Along group, and if you want to do the 52 project and the stitching out, it's the What's Sewing On group, and you can join that on my website. So it's a membership that you pay to join. So it was just lovely last night. Just everybody just sat stitching at home but chatting, and it was 3 hours of heaven. And actually it becomes really, really productive time. You get loads done. I had my list of things that I was doing here, so that was really, really nice. yeah, and then I've got my first workshop online in March. There are still a few places left on that one, which is my evening school, 6 till 8 across 3 evenings. If you can't make the evenings but you still want to do it, you do get the recordings as well afterwards. So yeah, that's it. So our word or our thought for this week. So I know when I was teaching, they used to talk about FOMO, the fear of missing out, was like this medical condition. And I found this quote the other day that's actually a JOMO, which is the joy of missing out. So it says, feeling content with staying in and disconnecting as a form of self-care. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing today, is I am staying in and I am disconnecting, and I am just going to enjoy myself and sit and do some sewing. So I hope you fancy joining me in my JOMO and enjoy missing out on whatever's going on in the outside world, because actually it's nice to be at home, it's nice to do some stitching, and yeah, I'm just taking care of myself. So love and hugs everybody, happy Wednesday, and I will see you maybe next week. I don't know, see what's been going on in my life. Probably yes, because I'll come and show you what we did at the workshop. So enjoy your JOMO if that's what you're doing. Take care, happy stitching. Mwah. Ta-da!